Town Council meets this week and we will learn more about planned capital improvements. Barnstable High School is looking into a Chinese exchange program, and the House of Representatives presents a new minimum wage plan. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Monday, March 17th, 2014. I'm Sarah Mannel. This week, Town Council will begin discussion of the FY15 Capital Improvement Plan. Town Manager Tom Lynch says councilors have received copies of the plan.
We received about 15 on Friday afternoon, and as we discussed last week, I send those right over to the Town Council so they have a chance to look at them. We'll be spending the time between now and Thursday discussing these with department heads, and also be available for any questions that councils may have just about this initial report. There'll be a first reading on the 20th, and then we'll go into presentations on the meeting on April 3rd. So we're pleased to have this done. We'll go over, I hope, next week at our time here in the morning and go over specific projects so we can inform our citizenry of those areas that we're going to be developing with our capital plan.
Lynch says the plan includes a 5-year financial outlook for planning purposes.
We're trying to continue some of the recreation issues that we were working on last year, and that's one of the things that I think individuals will see is that anything we tried to do design work on, we're trying to now follow through on. We've got some sand management and environmental issues that we need to deal with. We've been over the last few years dealing with our lakes and ponds and trying to, make sure that they're up to environmental standards, and we'll continue on with that. And that's becoming actually a bigger problem each year. So, and then there'll be some specific capital projects in terms of fixing buildings and such.
The full plan will be posted to the town's website on Thursday. Department presentations and public hearings will begin at the April 3rd Town Council meeting. Barnstable High School moves forward with plans to incorporate a foreign exchange student program. Last week, a delegation from a small town in China visited the school to learn more about its programs. Dr. Mary Shakowski says the visit was a successful one.
We're so proud. I think, it's not often that we get to showcase our school and our programs and our students, and I could not be more proud of our school and our students, our staff and administration. We had an opportunity to show them what we do each and every day at Barnstable High School, from our physics classes to our art classes to Barnstable this morning. We have a students that produce a live television show in the morning. They had a view of firsthand of these events, and to really go in and see what we do in the depth of learning that takes place in our physics classes around motion, and it was just incredible. I was so proud, and I think they were too. They probably saw the school as being somewhat large, but I think on the other hand, the offerings that we provide to students, I think they were very excited. I know they're looking forward to coming back.
The exchange program would allow Chinese students to spend 1 year attending Barnstable High School, and they would also earn an American high school diploma.
And as you said, I think the students, I was just thinking about the student that was in the media program, and she was producing the morning show, and when we asked her what she was planning to do, she said, I'd like to go into production. I'd like to go into TV production and media. And, so it's being able to provide students opportunities in high school that they then can take and build a future career with. And I think I too was so impressed with our students. And this is really an opportunity not only for our students to interact with the Chinese students, but for our students to possibly go abroad and spend a year in China. And that's something that we've been talking about as part of the Cape Cod Global Initiative.
Shakowski says now the school committee will discuss the plan and work out final details. She's hoping plans will be finalized in the next few weeks. This Wednesday will be a public hearing on the proposed school budget for the next fiscal year. Dr. Mary Shakowski talks about that.
We've had two presentations of the budget already. Looking forward, it represents an overall 2.5% increase, much of which is contractual obligations with minor additions to the budget. So I'm hopeful that we're posting it on our website. Encourage parents to take a look at the budget. I believe, in speaking with our union president, Brooke Stites, she supports this budget as well. I think we're in a very good position compared to other communities, and looking forward to presenting this Wednesday night.
The public hearing will be held during the school committee's regular meeting that's held Wednesday night in the Town Hall hearing room at 7. The House of Representatives is presenting a new minimum wage hike proposal. House Speaker Bob DeLeo's plan would raise the minimum wage from $8 to $9 this year, then 50 cents a year until it tops out at $10.50 an hour. State Representative Randy Hunt says there are also some other key differences between the Speaker's plan and the plan that passed the Senate.
The Senate had the minimum wage increasing from $8 to $11 in 3 steps. 2 steps, to 9, 10, and then 11, so in 3 steps, starting with July 1 of this year. And they also tied their increases to minimum wage to inflation, and they changed the tipped minimum wage, which is the amount that wait staff would get by putting that at $5.50. So those are the key components of that. DeLeo, who is the House Speaker, is proposing that we go from $8 to $10.50, also in 3 increments. First $1 by this July 1, and then 50 cents each July 1 after that. It is not tied to the inflation rate, and as far as the tipped wage, it doesn't go up quite as high.
Hunt says House Speaker DeLeo also combined the minimum wage bill with reforms to unemployment insurance,
which would provide some relief for business owners from essentially the highest uninsurance premiums of any state in the country. And so on the House side, those 2 issues are together. On the Senate side, they produced a second bill that only dealt with unemployment insurance. So they have 2 different bills. So it makes it a little bit complicated legislatively. But focusing on the minimum wage piece, there are a couple of key things here. One is the tipped minimum wage for wait staff, which is currently $2.63. It does not mean that anybody works for $2.63. What it does mean is that that is the wage, and then you add tips to it. And if it comes short of hitting $8 currently, or $11 in the Senate bill, or $10.50 in the House bill, if you fall short of that, then the employer needs to make that up so that there is a guarantee that at least you're taking home minimum wage.
Hunt expects the House to take up the bill sometime before July. Now let's get a look at sports with Brenna McCubry.
Good afternoon and happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm Brenna McCubry, here to bring you the latest on National and Red Raiders sports. Tonight for New England Athletics, the Boston Bruins have a matchup at TD Garden versus Minnesota Wild. The Bees hope to get the win tonight to continue their now 8-game winning streak. The puck drops at 7:30. As for the Boston Celtics, they're in Dallas, Texas tonight to take on the Mavericks. Game time at 8:30. The Boston Red Sox will travel to Maryland to play the Baltimore Orioles in a 3-game series. They will have their first game Monday, March 31st at 3:05 in the afternoon. Taking a look at what's happening over at Barnstable High School, spring sports tryouts begin today. Softball, baseball, boys volleyball, boys and girls lacrosse, tennis, and track will all take place on BHS grounds. Co-ed sailing will be held at the Hyannis Yacht Club. Good luck to all students trying out. That's it for National and Red Raiders sports. Here on Barnstable Today, I'm Brenna McCubry.
And be sure to tune in to Barnstable This Morning, our daily hour-long news program, live at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. That airs right here on Channel 18. On tomorrow's show, we will learn more about an upcoming volunteer fair, talk to Police Chief Paul McDonald, and have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.